and welcome to Miniature Addiction Club. My name's Lou and today I'm super excited to be starting a new project. I'm going to be making a 1 to 12 scale replica of Sarah's bedroom from Jim Henson's The Labyrinth movie. I actually started this project a little over a year ago, but never got around to finishing it. And I recently found out that this year is the 40th anniversary of the film, so I figured it was the perfect time to finally get around to completing it. The movie was originally released in 1986, which was a year before I was born, and it's been my favourite movie ever since I can remember. I'm going to be working on this project for the rest of the year, so make sure to subscribe if you want to follow along and see the entire process. I've never made a Roombox this big before, so it's going to be quite a challenge. Figuring out the layout and floor plan of the room was difficult enough as I had very few good quality reference photos to work from, but I managed to piece it together from various images and still frames from the movie. From the images I had collected, I made some rough sketches of the room, and I was able to translate the sketches into separate wall elevations and a floor plan. This helped me figure out the scale of all of the furniture and the overall dimensions of the room. The floor and walls were cut from 6mm MDF board, and I'm using wood glue to attach them. I used washi tape to hold the walls in place while the glue dried and propped them up with various things I had in my studio. Once the glue had dried, I strengthened all of the corners with glue and paper to help reinforce the structure. Once the main structure of the room was built, the next hurdle was figuring out how to make the wallpaper. When I started this project over a year ago, I tried researching floral wallpaper patterns of the 70s and 80s, but couldn't find anything that matched the wallpaper in Sarah's room. This was the clearest image I could find of the wallpaper, and from this I was able to figure out the basic floral motifs. So I decided to go ahead and recreate it as best I could using an ancient version of Photoshop. I layered different images of flowers together and filled in the colours to match. I arranged the flowers within a tile that acts sort of like a jigsaw piece, so I can copy it and create a repeat pattern. I copied and pasted it together to create a full A4 printable sheet. If you're interested in using this wallpaper, it will be available to download on Patreon under the paid access tier. To glue the wallpaper down, I'm using Yamato washi paste, which is made from tapioca starch and is good for delicate paper. I brushed this as evenly as possible over the wall. Then, once the wall was covered in glue, I placed the wallpaper on top and smoothed it down. I used a sharp craft knife to cut off any excess paper and cut out the window that I covered. Then I continued wallpapering the rest of the room, carefully matching the pattern when I had to overlay two sections. After I had wallpapered the entire room, I decided to make some pretty major structural changes. In the movie, Sarah's door is set back into a recess, and I originally planned just to make it a flat door so that it would be easier to make and so that the outer dimensions of the room didn't become too big. But after some more thought, the perfectionist in me decided I had to make it as movie accurate as possible since I was going to so much effort with the rest of the room. So I had the door expertly removed with a jigsaw, and I could continue working on the interior. I started by painting the base of the floor a dark brown. I'm using this Express It self-adhesive wood veneer to make the floorboards. This product is great for miniature projects as it is already sticky on one side and super thin so that you can get that real wood look without too much bulk, and it's really easy to cut. I went ahead and stained the wood with watered down acrylic paint, and once it had dried I sealed it with matte Mod Podge. It dries with a slight sheen, but it isn't too glossy. Then I cut it into small strips, and then I could go ahead and peel off the backing and stick each of the floorboards to the floor. There wasn't much reference material for the floor of Sarah's room, and I could only find a couple of images that actually show the floor, which looks to be a dark wood with a light coloured rug. I did find a better photo of her parents' room when Sarah goes to check on her baby brother. And the floor is clearly dark timber floorboards, so it would make sense that the floor in Sarah's room is also the same. Once I had placed all of the floorboards, I started to work on the 2 bits of wall that protrude out into her room either side of the window. I covered these in the same wallpaper, but before I glued them in place, I covered some 5mm strips of basswood with wallpaper and glued them to the front of the room. These are going to create a channel so I can slide in some clear plastic in the front once the room is done and help keep out the dust. It was at this stage I also decided to alter the wallpaper slightly. I felt like the printed paper was too highly saturated in colour and didn't sit right in the room. I made a test piece where I covered the paper in a mixture of white acrylic paint and matte Mod Podge, which toned down the colour, so I went ahead and applied this to the rest of the room. I found this not only fixed the colour problem, but it also added a more realistic texture to the wallpaper, and the Mod Podge helps seal in the paper to protect it while I work on the rest of the room. I used a brush to apply blobs of the mixture and a paper towel to dab it over the surface to create the texture. One of my favourite parts of making work like this is the problem solving along the way, and it's so rewarding when things turn out better than you expect them to. Here is another side-by-side comparison of the before and after. It is subtle, but I think it looks so much better having done that simple step. Up next, I'm making the bedroom door, which I cut out of different layers of mat board. I made a more detailed template on some graph paper since I altered it from my original design, and I used a bevel cutter to cut the mat board. These are usually used for picture framing, and it turned out to be the perfect tool to create the door, although I did have to pay attention as to which side the angle would cut and made quite a few mistakes along the way, resulting in having to recut them again and again. But for the benefit of this video, I'm just going to pretend like I nailed it the first time. And yes, I should be using a straight edge here so my cuts are more precise, but the areas I'm cutting are so small that my ruler covered up all of my measurements, so I'm just freehanding it. Once I had cut out all 4 sides, I could pop out the inner section and repeat the process. Then I glued all the pieces together with Aleene's tacky glue. I hadn't attached the alcove to the rest of the room yet because I knew it would be easier to glue the door in and paint it separately. I added a little strip of card to the top of the door as the alcove has an arched roof, and then I glued the door panel in place. I also made matching side panels the same way, making sure they were slightly wider so that they would cover the thickness of the wall once I attach it to the room. To make the arched roof, I scored a piece of cardboard so that I could bend it and glued it in place. I accidentally cut this piece too short, so I do end up redoing it later on. Then I painted it with a light beige house paint. Once the paint was dry, I added some shading with some soft pastels. This might look out of place, but all of the doors in Sarah's house have this distressed look in the movie. And I already had this set of doorknobs in my miniature collection, which turned out to be perfect for this project. Up next, I made this detailed moulding for around the door out of strips of cardboard. The decorative part at the top is made from a sequined and a diamond art dot. To make the arch, I cut small incisions along a thin strip of card so that I could bend it into shape. I didn't record the whole process since this video is already getting pretty long, but I glued the separate pieces to some thinner card and painted it with the same house paint and chalk pastels. Then I added glue to the sides and glued the door in place. Please ignore how disgusting this glue scraper looks. Sometimes when I'm focused on making something, I forget that I'm making content that other people are actually going to see. And while it doesn't look very pretty, it does the job, and at least it's authentic. But I should try and clean off the glue at some point. Now I'm just sliding the doorway into place and admiring the sun streaming in my studio window. Then I went ahead and added the door frame moulding. And lastly, I glued in the protruding wall panels, which I prepared earlier, and added some skirting boards. And that's everything I will be making in this video. I still have the window to make, but I haven't figured out how I'm going to make that part yet. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe so you can join me next time where I will be making Sarah's toy shelf along with her teddy bear collection. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.